Okay, so when someone says crypto, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people, it's Bitcoin, right? But what if I told you that's just scratching the surface? See, crypto is living at least five completely different lives right now, and today we're going to be your field guide to all of them. Let's dive in.
So let me ask you this. Is crypto just digital money? I mean, that's the common story, right? A replacement for the dollar. And yeah, that's where it all began. But thinking that's the whole story is missing the point. It's just one chapter in a much, much bigger book. And trust me, the other chapters are way more fascinating.
Of course, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, Bitcoin. Its market cap is floating around $1 trillion. I mean, that's just a staggering number. It's the OG, the one that started it all. But for our tour today, think of Bitcoin as base camp. It's our starting point, but the real adventure begins as we look beyond it. All right, so here's the game plan for our guided tour. We're going to cover five key areas. First, we'll look at the whole digital cash idea. Then, we'll see the coins that are literally anchored to reality. After that, we're popping the hood to look at the network's engine. From there, we'll explore how finance is being totally reimagined. And we'll finish up with the ownership revolution. Ready? All right, first stop on our tour, digital cash and coins. This is the starting point, the role you're probably most familiar with. It's the whole reason this party got started. The idea here is pretty straightforward, really. These are just digital assets that you can use to buy stuff, products, services, whatever. They act just like the money in your bank account, but in a purely digital form. It's all about a direct person-to-person exchange of value, no middleman required. And look, this isn't some far-off futuristic concept. This is happening right now. For real, you can actually use Bitcoin to buy a Tesla or grab Dallas Mavericks tickets with Dogecoin. And you've got others like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash trying to make transactions even faster and cheaper. So yeah, people are actually using this stuff as, well, money. Okay, but here's the big problem with using something like Bitcoin for your morning coffee, right? The price is all over the place. It's super volatile. That makes it pretty tricky for everyday use. And that problem leads us directly to our second crypto species, the stablecoins.
So, what makes a stablecoin stable? Well, it's pretty clever. They're a special kind of crypto that's actually backed by a real world asset. Think of it like a digital token that has a real US dollar or maybe even gold sitting in a reserve somewhere to back it up. That reserve is the anchor that keeps its value from flying all over the place.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you have the heart attack inducing roller coaster of a typical crypto. And on the other side, the calm, boring, beautiful flat line of a stablecoin. It's designed to stay pegged, usually one-to-one, with a currency like the US dollar. Predictable, reliable. Some of the big players in this space are Tether, USD Coin, and DAI. They act as this crucial bridge between the old-school financial world and the new world of crypto. But you know, whether we're talking about a volatile coin or a stable one, they all need something to make them run securely. And that brings us to the third life of crypto, the engine under the hood. So now we're shifting gears a bit. We're not talking about what you can buy anymore. Instead, we're looking at the technology that makes the whole system work. We're talking about the powerhouse, the engine that drives so many of these networks. It's a concept called proof of stake. Okay, proof of stake sounds super technical, but the core idea is actually pretty simple. Imagine you have to put down a security deposit to help run the network. That's what staking is. Users lock up some of their own coins, and if they do a good job verifying transactions, they get a reward. But if they try to cheat the system, they risk losing their deposit. It's a really smart way to incentivize good behavior. So you can see how it works. Step 1, users lock up or stake their coins. Step 2, this gives them the right to help regulate and verify all the new transactions coming in. And step 3, once everything checks out, those transactions get added to the official public record. This process is the security backbone for a ton of the biggest crypto projects out there. And the projects running on this engine? Oh, there's some of the heavy hitters. You've got Ether, which is basically the gasoline that powers everything on the massive Ethereum network. You have Cardano, which is all about taking a slow, steady, research-first approach. And then there's Solana, which is built for one thing above all else, pure blistering speed. Okay, so we have this powerful engine. The natural next question is, what can you build with it? Well, one of the most ambitious things people are building is a parallel financial system from the ground up. This brings us to our fourth life of crypto, the wild world of DeFi. DeFi stands for decentralized finance, and the name says it all. It's about taking all the things your bank does, lending, borrowing, trading, and rebuilding them on a public blockchain. Now, why would you do that? The big idea is to cut out the middlemen, the big banks. In theory, that could mean things get cheaper, faster, and more accessible to anyone with an internet connection. So what does DeFi actually look like? Well, think of it like financial Lego blocks. You've got platforms like Uniswap, which are decentralized exchanges for trading. Then you have something like Chainlink, which is crucial for pulling real-world data onto the blockchain. And then you have platforms like Aave for borrowing and lending. You can do all of this without ever talking to a banker. And now for our fifth and final life of crypto. We've talked money, we've talked tech, we've talked finance. Now let's talk about ownership. This is the one you've probably heard about on the news, the one that's created all the buzz. Yep, we're talking about NFTs. So what on earth is a non-fungible token, or NFT? Think of it as a digital certificate of authenticity. It's a unique, one-of-a-kind token on a blockchain that proves you own a specific digital item. It could be art, music, a video clip, a ticket to an event, anything. It's like having the official deed to a digital property. And that word non-fungible is the key. It just means it's unique. You see, a dollar is fungible. I can trade my dollar for your dollar and we both still have a dollar. But an NFT is like the Mona Lisa. There's only one. And because its history is tracked on the blockchain, you can prove without a shadow of a doubt who created it and who owns it right now. This is a total game changer for proving ownership online. And this isn't just about digital art. The tech is popping up everywhere. Blockchains like Flow, Tezos, and Algorand are huge hubs for NFTs. But it's also moving into very specific niches. Theta Network is using it to shake up video streaming, and Chili's is integrating it deeply into the sports and fan engagement industry. It's spreading like wildfire. All right, let's do a quick lightning round recap. We've got currencies, which is digital cash. Stablecoins, the digital anchors keeping things steady. Proof of stake, the powerful engine making it all run. DeFi, a whole new digital banking system. And NFTs, the revolution in digital ownership. 5 different lives, 5 different jobs. So, if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this. Crypto isn't just one thing. It's not just Bitcoin. It's actually a whole toolkit, a diverse set of tools, and each one is being used to build a different part of our new digital future. So there's the map. That's the crypto world in its 5 different forms. But the big question is, which one of these is going to define our future? Will it be crypto as simple digital cash? Or will the DeFi revolution change everything? Or maybe it's the idea of digital ownership through NFTs. What do you think is the real game changer here? Thanks for joining me on this tour.